Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Weldon Road on a superb sunny afternoon here. Temperature in the early 20s as the Bulls take the park first, but Castleford coming out this afternoon, and very briefly go through the teams. At fullback, Jason Flowers. On the wing, Chris Smith. In the centres, David Chapman and Adrian Flynn. On the opposite wing, Dickon Edwards. The halfbacks, Grant Anderson and Frano Botica. In the forwards, Lee Crooks, Colin Maskell and Nathan Sykes in the front row. Second row is Junior Palmore, Andrew Schick, and finally loose forward, Brendan Tutor. On the bench this afternoon for Castleford, it's Goddard, Round, Sampson and Wells. And the Bulls with one or two little changes. At fullback, Stuart Spruce. On the wing, Carlos Hassan. In the centres, Matt Calland and Graham Bradley. On the opposite wing, John Scales. Tomlinson coming in at number 6 and Robbie Paul, the captain, at number 7. Into the pack on the front row, Brian McDermott, James Lowes and Carl Fairbank. Second row, Dwyer and Doniger, and at loose forward, Steve McNamara. On the bench this afternoon for the Bulls, it's Paul Medley, Paul Cook, Sonny Nicol and Joe Tamani. So just that one change, Brian Smith ringing the changes of Tamani onto the bench and Tomlinson starting at standoff this afternoon, and Graham Bradley switching back to centre. Man in the middle this afternoon, David Campbell, and it looks like the Bulls going to kick off towards the railway end of this ground. As I say, the temperature up in the mid-20s here at Castleford this afternoon, and it looks like we're in for a good game of Oakham rugby. A lot of Bulls supporters made that little short journey down the M62 this afternoon as Steve McNamara about to get this game underway. First kick of the ball. Casters waiting of the ball bouncing there, but the tackler's up very, very quickly there with Fairbank and Dwyer as Cass look to try and move this ball away, but once again the Bradford spotting coming in there very, very quickly. Lee Crooks, little running the angles there, but Crooks well bottled up there by Tomlinson and McNamara as Tutor on the charge now, but no way to go for Tutor. That's 4 tackle signal now by the referee. Cass with the kick, and of course Graham Stedman not in the Castleford side this afternoon as that ball bobbing and weaving about, and McNamara doing well there to get back. Stuart Spruce it was who got back as John Scales looking to bring the ball away, but he's met there by Tutor and Crooks and thumped to the floor as Hassan from acting halfback. This game be very, very physical in the opening 10 minutes. Always is when the Bulls come to Castleford, as Bradley out on the far side, and of course Bradley returning here to Castleford this afternoon. Played for Castleford, and Bradley got the distinction of playing for 2 seasons in England and going to Wembley twice as the Bulls try and move the ball out as Matt Callan, but referee there, David Campbell, spotting the forward pass there. Callan, of course, came on a substitute on Wednesday night for England in that thumping of Wales, 73-6 up at Gateshead. Thumping of France, should I say, and of course the big match, the return down in Cardiff, England against Wales for that European, but it's Castleford coming to the ball from the scrum. Little running of the angles there as Cass looking to keep the ball light. It's Botica now. Botica drops the ball off there to David Chapman, but Cass coming again, and the Bulls need to keep the defence intact now as Castleford on the 10-metre mark. Little switch of play then. Once again the ball inside to Junior Paramore, but Paramore held as Cass moving long bar. Tutor onto Crooks. Crooks dropping the ball. That's swept up there by Stuart Spruce, and Spruce taking a heavy tackle as Carl Fairbank now just settling things down, but Cass up very, very quick onto this Bradford attack. McDermott gets round one. McDermott up to the 20-metre mark, but once again it's Botica who hauled him down there as Robbie Paul, the ball over the top to Bradley. Bradley steps inside with Paul in support, That's good into passing there by the Bulls as Jimmy Lowes from acting halfback on to Glenn Tomlinson. Tomlinson sells the dummy one way, looks to pass, but just manages to get that ball as the Bulls work the short side with Spruce. Spruce into space. Last tackle signal by the referee. That's good yardage made by the Bulls as McNamara will put the ball across the face of the Castleford defence. That's surely a knock on, but what's the referee going to give? It's the handover. So, judging that Castleford took that ball as Cass looked to come down the short side, but Bradford all offside there as Adrian Flynn having a little bit of a hoo-ha there with Bernard Dwyer. Referee had already given the penalty there for the Bulls in an offside position, and Adrian Flynn and Bernard Dwyer just having words with both players. Keep it clean, boys. Let's get on with this game. Let's enjoy some football. So it'll be Botica with the penalty kick. Slots the ball into touch just above our heads as Cass back into the Bradford half. A little bit of a suspicion there on Nathan Sykes, a forward pass, but Sykes takes the drive up, tackle well by Calland. Lee Crooks taking the ball up, but in the Bulls go this time with McDermott and Lowes. Cass looking to run the angles again, but into that brick wall of the Bradford defence. Junior Paramore losing the ball there, and McNamara, Paramore hoping that there's somebody behind him, and McNamara onto that loose ball as the Bulls come away with Carl Fairbank. Fairbank knocks one off, but Lee Crooks in there very, very quickly. Of course, these two players, buddies, on numerous tours as Bradley once again on that outside, just couldn't get away from the covering tackle there. Robbie Paul from acting halfback. Paul, but Botica wraps him up on that far side. Botica keeping an eye on his fella Kiwi this afternoon as the Bulls come with Doniger. Doniger looking to offload over the top. Had Spruce in support, just couldn't get rid of that ball. The Bulls once again, McNamara, the ball out to Bradley. Bradley with the little kick forward, and that's going to stop in. Need good chasers here as Bradley chasing his own kick then. Bradley doing well. Finally pulling him down. That's good chasing by the Bradford centre. So it's Cass with the ball again. Castleford on the 10-metre mark there. Botica up to the 20-metre mark. Takes a good tackle. Bernard Dwyer in there and Doniger as Tuta this time. Tuta will step inside. Pops one out of the back door as Dwyer in there very, very quickly. Bernard Dwyer, a new lease of life over this last month for the Bulls. Tackling everything above a daisy as Lee Crooks takes the drive up once again for Castleford. That's 4 tackle signal now. The kick over the top once again, and that's a long way back for Spruce to go. That ball just bouncing inside as Cass with the chasers up. Spruce doing well there, gets away from one. That's good running by the Bradford fullback. Finally, Castleford defence across very, very quickly as the Bulls appealing there for interference at the play of the ball as Hassan takes the first drive up. He's met by Tuta. Brian McDermott just running at Lee Crooks and Nathan Sykes, settling things down now. There's penalty given there, holding down. Guilty party there, looked like Andrew Schick that was just hanging on to McDermott as he tried to get up and play that ball. So McNamara puts the ball into touch on that far side. The Bulls with another set of 6 as McDermott once again takes the drive up for the Bulls, but just making that 3 or 4 yards. McNamara onto Fairbank. Fairbank turning the back, looking for support. Showed the ball there, but just couldn't offload. Jimmy Lowes onto Robbie Paul. Paul out to Hassan, and Hassan spilling the ball there, missing out Matt Calland. 22 it is Dickon Edwards who takes the ball back in field. A good run there by the Cass winger. Schick driving the ball towards the Bradford defence there. Castleford now with Adrian Flynn just taking that ball up. Tutor, the long ball out to Bottica. Bottica selling the dummy there. Nice little dummy by Bottica, but Robbie Paul and Carl Fairbank having nothing to do with it as Cass come down the short side again with Flynn. Flynn offloads to Bottica. Bottica onto Sykes. Sykes still keeping this ball alive. That's good football by Castleford. Last tackle signal by the referee. So the ball go to Bottica, and Bottica drills the ball this time along the ground. Referee saying play on. It looks like, did that touch a Bradford player? Let's see what signal Mr. Campbell gives. No, it's head and ball to Bradford as Bottica just picking himself up there. After that grubber kick through as the Bradford defence up very, very quickly, but down we'll go to scrum on that far side. Referee just bringing them into the 20-metre mark. Bernard Dwyer picks the ball up from behind the scrum there as Glenn Tomlinson went on the dummy run, but Castleford doing well there to spot as Tomlinson out to McNamara. McNamara over the top to Callan. Callan drops, steps inside, gets the ball onto Spruce. Spruce, but that's a good tackle on Stuart Spruce by Jason Flowers as Robbie Paul tackle there by Nathan Sykes. Bradford get it, play the ball very quickly. Fairbank takes the ball in, showing the ball again, but nobody coming running there for the Bulls is Lowes from acting halfback. Jimmy Lowes dancing, weaving about up to the 20, but that's the 5 tackles gone now for the Bulls. So shall we see the kick by McNamara as McNamara floats the long ball out to Hassan. Hassan takes the ball at second attempt. Spruce, little kick, but that goes out on the full there. So a little bit of panic football there for the Bulls as that was the last tackle as Lee Crooks quickly plays the ball. Dickon Edwards just taking that ball into the centre of the field as Cass come driving again, but the Bulls defence, it's still that scoreline. Bulls 0, Castleford 0. I think we've played some 10 minutes on the clock as once again running the angles with Paramore. Paramore lays the ball back and picked up by Bottica. Sykes taking the drive through as Sykes still keeping that ball alive. Bottica drops the ball inside. Cass keep the ball moving. That's a good run by Jason Flowers, linking up from full back there. But Cass, classic Cass, as they're known, keeping that ball alive. And that bouncing off a Bradford player and picked up there by Graham Bradley. So the panic over there for the Bulls as Cass kept that ball alive. As Spruce drops the ball inside to Jimmy Lowes, but Lowes just collared there by Lee Crooks. McDermott will just take this drive up, but into the brick wall there of Sykes. Fairbank, the ball over the top to Bradley. Bradley drops the ball inside to John Scales, but Scales falling to a good tackle there by Andrew Schick. Robbie Paul out to Tomlinson, onto Fairbank to McNamara. McNamara straightening up, but Bradford a little bit static there. Could have done with a little bit more depth to keep that ball moving as Lowes works the short side again with Tomlinson. Tomlinson well picked up by Bradley. Onto Doniger. Doniger into space. Doniger's got the full-back to beat. Doniger's going to get to the try line. No try, but referee and the touch judge on that far side. But Doniger with that little bit of a dummy seemed to fool the ball, but touch judge on that far saying that Doniger just put a foot into touch. Looked as though it was short, but once again it was Graham Bradley and Doniger there that combined on that short side. Castleford stood off a little bit. So Cass come up with the ball this time from the scrum, but McNamara out very, very quickly with Robbie Paul as Paramore held with the shirt there by Paul, and Dwyer coming in to effect the tackle. Flynn straight into the arms there of Jimmy Lowes as Bottica gets the ball onto Crooks. That's quick hands by Crooks. It's good running. Andrew Schick into space. And it's going to be a super try for Castleford. Jason Flowers going underneath the post there, but put that down to good support play. It was Lee Crooks at first who got the ball out to Andrew Schick. Schick making the inroads, and Jason Flowers coming in very, very quickly there from full-back, outstripping the Bradford defence to score. Castleford's first try under the post. Now Botica just slots the ball between the posts, so on the quarter of an hour mark, Castleford Tigers 6, Bradford Bulls 0. Conversion for the Tigers by number 6, Brano Botica. Well, that move there that resulted in that Castleford try was firstly Bradford, who looked as though they were going to score with Doniger. Castleford from the scrum made good run inroads into the Bradford defence, and that final try there by Flowers. And of course Flowers deputising this afternoon for the injured Graham Steadman. Took a knock last week as Botica will get this game underway again. The ball out to Stuart Spruce. Spruce on to Doniger. Doniger just checks and then puts a little bit of acceleration on, but the Tigers up very, very quickly as Dwyer up to the 20-metre mark. Carl Fairbank having to take the tackle there of three Castleford defenders. Nathan Sykes, McNamara straightening up, going inside, but once again it's good tackling by Castleford with Paramore. Tomlinson over the top to Robbie Paul, on to Graham Bradley. Bradley looking to make the gap, couldn't find a way through this time. That's the last tackle signal by the referee as the ball to Tomlinson. Tomlinson puts a good ball over the top. That's going to stop in play, so Bradford need the chasers up. Scales up. That's a good line of defence by the Bulls. As good running by Castleford, is coming right round the outside of that defensive wall. Lee Crooks got Adrian Flynn with him, trying to sell the little dummy there, but Dwyer in with a good tackle. Paramore working the short side again. Paramore shows the ball there to Dickon Edwards, but well spotted there by Matt Callan. Tutor spinning round, offloads the ball to Flynn. Flynn on to Botica. Botica steps, sells the little dummy, but well wrapped up there by Doniger as Fairbank in very, very quickly. Cass coming again. Schick punching holes in this Bradford defence this afternoon up to the halfway line. Kick time it is. That's a long haul back for Stuart Spruce. Spruce takes the ball on his own line, and that's a good tackle there. Good chasing by Castleford as the Bulls come away with Scales, and Scales just losing his footing there, so that's two tackles wasted now for the Bulls. McDermott, but no way to go for Brian McDermott. Bernard Dwyer running the angles. That's better running by the Bulls out of defence. Gets the ball up to the 20-metre mark. Fairbank looking for somebody coming. Looking for support there, but nobody coming as Jimmy Lowes from acting halfback. That's good running by Lowes. Trying to get the ball inside, and that's intercepted by Botica. So once again, a promising move for the Bulls breaks down. Botica coming away with that interception as Paramore trying to go down the short side, but wrapped it by Doniger. Crooks, the long ball out. That's a good ball into space to Jason Flowers again. Flowers sidestepping, looking for support there, but that was a try-saving tackle by Glenn Tomlinson as Castleford just diddling about there as Flynn steps inside one, steps inside two, but finally has to take the tackle of Glenn Tomlinson. But it's all Castleford pressures. Botica, the little run round. The ball over the top to Paramore, but Paramore well spotted there by Jimmy Lowes and Robbie Paul. And that's far too strong. Over the top there, a little bit of a wasted kick.
Bradford Bulls, number 5, John Scales, has been replaced by number 7, Paul Cook.
And Paul Cook coming onto the park. John Scales going off. Obviously, Didn't see Scales pick any sort of knock-up, but Cookie will just take over the wing slot that John Scales had. So, Bradford now with Dwyer. Dwyer looking to force the gap there. Had McNamara coming on the outside. Loads in at acting halfback onto Fairbank. Fairbank slips a nice ball to Tomlinson. Tomlinson just pulled down there by Tutor. Managing to get the ball away is Doniger on the far side. Doniger into space, but that's good cover tackling there by Frano Botica. Robbie Paul. Paul dancing about, weaving, but Castleford keeping an eye on the Bradford skipper, and a penalty there. Referee saying that Robbie Paul was grounded. Robbie just bounced up off the floor and tried to keep the move going, but David Campbell giving the penalty to Castleford. So once again the Bradford attack just falling down at that last minute. Very, very warm out there for the players this afternoon. The watermen will obviously earn the money today, getting plenty of liquid into these players. Midway through this first half, as Lee Crooks just takes the drive up there and loses the ball just over the halfway line. David Campbell in a good position there to see the knock on by the Castleford prop. So down we'll go to scrum. Glenn Tomlinson into the scrum half position as Dwyer once again picking the ball up from behind that scrum. That's a ploy that Bradford use a lot. Robbie Paul in at acting halfback. Long ball out to Bradley. Bradley into space. Bradley's got the break. He's got Doniger on the Bulls coming now with Brian McDermott. McDermott offloads the ball to Robbie Paul. Paul sets off at the defence, gets the ball inside of Fairbank, but no way to go there for Fairbank as he's wrapped up. Jimmy Lowes from acting halfback. The ball out to Doniger. Doniger trying to go around the outside, but Doniger well policed this time on that far side. Tomlinson on to McNamara. McNamara straightening up, but that's the handover. Bradford not really counting the tackles. My mistake there, it wasn't, but and finally the ball going to ground there as Bradford tried to run it. Castleford coming up with the ball, so it's Cass back on the attack now, looking to drive this ball out of their own 20-metre area. Lee Crooks. Crooks has got the supporting player there. Bit of a risky pass there, but Castleford doing well on that far side as Tutor on the charge. Tutor running from deep. Well tackled there, and Tutor losing the ball there. Referee had to look at the touch judge there, and Brendan Tutor not very, very happy with Mr. Campbell on that. Felt aggrieved that the ball was pushed out, but touch judge keeping his eye on the play there. So down we'll go to head and scrum. It's the Bulls with Bernard Dwyer and Bradford. A little bit 6 and 7s in the 3 quarters then as McNamara switches the ball inside to Matt Callan. Callan's made the break. Callan, and that's a good tackle by Flowers as Spruce from the acting halfback onto Fairbank. Fairbank the ball over the top to Lowes. Lowes sells the little dummy, but Schick just getting across there to pull the Bradford player down as Bradley onto 28 it was there. That was the fullback Spruce as Bradford with Doniger, and Doniger stretches out, gets the try. Quick play the ball there, but Stuart Spruce linking in from fullback took that drive up, and the height, the whole 6'3" of Jeremy Doniger looked as though he'd got a player hanging round his shirt, but Doniger with those big long arms. Well, McNamara to restart there. It was a good long kick, but taken well by Frano Botica, and that's equally good chasing once again by Bernard Dwyer as Paramore comes up with the ball, but he's met by Doniger, the try scorer for the Bulls. Nathan Sykes down that far side, made the half break there, but Bradley and Tomlinson as Tutor takes the ball up for Castleford, but Tutor well policed there. Botica, the ball out to Crooks took the tackle of one, and that's taken away man-to-man by Carl Fairbank. The Castleford players appealing, but referee was on the spot, said play on, as the boos from below us here on the gantry go up, as McDermott just taking the drive up for the Bulls. Tutoring over the top there as Nathan Sykes tackled the big Bradford prop. McDermott there took that drive up well, and the Bulls coming now with Bernard Dwyer. Bernard Dwyer just props and steps, but no way through for the Bradford second row. It's Tomlinson now. It's the ball on to Callan. Callan, the little jab kick through as the Bulls keep the ball going, and finally hoofed dead there by Castleford as Carl Sasan was bearing down on that ball. Nice little toe poke through there by Matty Calland. That'll be a drop out underneath the post as Botica the boot. Just taking his time, coming back into the centre of the park. So Botica with the drop kick. So over the top as Spruce just lets the ball bounce once, sets off now at the Castleford defence. That's good running by Spruce. Spruce gets through three, onto Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul steps out, Paul still going, Robbie Paul gets the try down. Castleford trying to turn him on his back. No, referee saying no try. It looked to me from this angle that Robbie Paul had got the ball down, as the in-goal judge there being consulted by Mr. Campbell and the referee. Paul looked to me as though he'd spun over and managed to get that ball down. No, so that'll be a 10-metre scrum to the Bulls. Try disallowed, but electrifying pace there by Robbie Paul. Spun out of one tackle, spun out of two. Put the pedal down and just couldn't ground the ball to the referee's satisfaction. But a further set of 6 chance for the Bulls now as Tomlinson. Ball in out of the scrum as McNamara picks the ball up this time. Castleford players once again looking at the referee as Paul onto Spruce. Spruce, nice drop-off ball there to Matty Callan, but he's pulled down just a metre short of that try line. Beautiful angled run there as Paul onto Doniger. Doniger drops the ball inside to Spruce. Spruce will score this time. 4 tries for Stuart Spruce out of 3 matches, but once again the Bulls running the angles well there. Stuart Spruce linking in from full-back. That's Stuart's 4th try for the Bulls in 3 games, and what an acquisition Brian Smith there has made to this Bulls team. Bulls go into the lead. Castleford 6, Bradford Bulls 8. And Steve McNamara now on that far side. A little bit easier kick than last one, a little bit further in. McNamara to give the Bulls a 4-point lead after going down 6-0. This time McNamara strikes the ball, and that finds the centre. The Bradford spectators, who are here in numbers this afternoon, told us up here that that ball was going to drop in over the post, so bang on the half an hour. Steve McNamara's conversion gives the Bulls that lead. Bradford Bulls 10, Castleford Tigers 6. So McNamara to restart. Paul Medley onto the park. That's come off a Castleford player, and Doniger just couldn't pick that ball up. Referee saying play on, but now he's spotted the knock on. That was a bit of a weird decision by Mr. Campbell. He waved play on there as Bradford picked the ball up from that kick-off.
For the Bradford Bulls, number 21, Carl Fairbank, has been replaced by number 12, Paul Medley.
So Paul Medley onto the park, Carl Fairbank for a well-earned rest after that half an hour, but Bradford caught all offside there. Up too quick. David Campbell giving the penalty as Botica will pop the ball into touch on that far side, gets up to the halfway line. 9 minutes to go to that half-time hoot, and once again the Bulls caught all offside. It was Graham Bradley this time. That's bad discipline by the Bulls. That's taken Castleford now some 50-60 metres down into the Bulls' half, and Frano Botica looks like he's going to elect to go for goal. No, he's going to pop the ball into touch on that far side. So the Bulls now need to get the tackling machine going as Sykes takes the drive up. Met there by McDermott and Lowe's. Little reverse angle running again as Crooks comes on the reverse run. But McDermott, Medley and Paul in there very, very quickly as Cass with Botica. Botica, the ball out to Flynn. Flynn drops the ball inside to Dickon Edwards. Edwards, he's pulled down on the 10-metre markers. Tuta running at the fence. Tuta runs round one, but takes the tackle this time of Donegal. But that's a quick play of the ball. Castleford trying to go from acting half back there, but that's the last tackle signal by the referee. Long ball out to Crooks. Finally picked up by Cass. As Cass try to keep this ball, and Bradford in there on that loose ball with Brian McDermott. So Bradford coming away now with Stuart Spruce. Spruce once again telling runs from fullback this afternoon. Medley on the charge. Medley ducks under the swinging arm there of Brendan Tuta up to the halfway line. Dwyer, Bernard Dwyer bounces off Paramore. Jimmy Lowe's looks for Carlos Hassan. Hassan trying to get the ball over the top, but he's wrapped up this time by Adrian Flynn. As Tomlinson on to McNamara. Robbie Paul. Paul, once again, the little angled run there by Donegal, but Castleford doing a good job there, smothering man and ball. McNamara put the high ball up. That's one for the Bulls to chase. As well taken there by Jason Flowers. Flowers coming in, never took his eye off that ball, didn't bother about who was coming running. As Paramore now on the short side. He's well tackled by Hassan. Schick to try and take the drive up, but straight into the waiting arms there of McDermott and Medley. Castleford with a little mismove. Onto the short side once again is Lee Crooks. Crooks looking to offload the ball there, and Cass come again now with Nathan Sykes. Sykes on the last tackle as Cass with Botica. Botica now pop the ball over into the corners. Hassan takes a good ball there. That was well taken by Carlos Hassan. He got three Castleford players bearing down as Spruce looking to run the ball out of defence again, and once again good strong running by the Bulls fullback. Spruce trying to get it very, very quickly, but David Campbell saying no, come on, get on with it. As Dwyer just over the 20-metre mark. McNamara, that's good running by Steve McNamara, makes a good 15-20 metres there. As Bradley from acting halfback. Bradley once again up to the halfway line. Good relieving run there by the Bradford centres. The Bulls work the short side again. It's out on that far side to Matt Callan. Callan looking to offload, but Cass doing a good job there, wrapping man and ball up. Last tackle signal now by the referee as McNamara put the little kick over the top. That once again is a good kick into the corners. The Bradford chases up with Medley. Medley, a good tackle there. Referee giving a penalty there. I think the referee was old-manned a little bit there as Castleford with Chris Smith trying to get up and play that ball as Medley was still wrapped round him, and a resulting penalties. The Bradford spectators didn't like that, but Botica with the penalty gets the ball to the 20-metre markers. Cascom again. Chris Smith it was there from acting halfback as Schick takes the drive up, driving towards that halfway line with Tuta at first receiver. Tuta onto Crooks, and Crooks dropping the ball there. McDermott couldn't take advantage, but referee will come back for that first infringement. And of course the important thing, head and ball to Bradford Bulls.
Tigers substitution number 8, Lee Crooks, sponsored by League.
And Lee Crooks
as being replaced by number 15,
being replaced by Dean Sampson. Sampson back in the Castleford side after injury. So a prop for a prop, and Lee Crooks give his all in this opening 25 minutes as Bradford come from acting half-back from the behind the scrum once again. It was Bernard Dwyer, but Dwyer well met there by Paramore. Bradley on that far side again. Bradley spinning, turning the ball. Referee saying no knock on. The ball went back as McDermott trying to take the drive. McDermott once again losing the ball. Finally the referee saying it was a knock on. I think I've got to agree there with David Campbell. Brian McDermott was facing the Castleford post, although that ball looked to go backwards, but referee this time giving the knock on to Castleford. So Bottica, the ball in and out of the scrum. It's Flowers linking up there from acting half-back. Flynn. Well hauled down there by Doniger as Cass worked the way towards the halfway line. It's Nathan Sykes. And the ball going loose there. Referee saying play on as Schick taking the drive up. That ball looked as though it popped out, but referee said play on as Tuta. Tuta straightening up, trying to spin round, get out of the way, but hauled down eventually by Doniger as Dwyer's going to give a penalty away there. Going in over the top, so possibly a chance here for Bottica to reduce the arrears by a further 2 points as we approach that half-time hooter. I'm at about 37 minutes gone on the clock, and a little bit of indiscipline there by Bernard Dwyer, giving the penalty to Castleford, and a relatively easy kick for Bottica directly in front of the posts. So Bottica just settling himself down as referee just asking Graham Bradley to stand still underneath the post as Bottica about to take the ball. The kick slots the ball over. Bottica the boot as Castleford reduce the arrears. It's Castleford 8, Bradford Bulls 10. Sonny Nicol just coming onto the park now for the Bulls. Substitution there. Brian McDermott it is that's had a very, very hectic opening 25 minutes.
Number 6, Frano Bottica.
So Bottica to get this game underway once again as Nicol on that far side. The ball straight for Stuart Spruce. Spruce takes the ball off, loads to Doniger. Doniger sets off towards the 20-metre line. Pulled down eventually there by Tuta.
The substitution for the Bradford Bulls, number 22, Brian
Nicol,
McDermott,
first touch of the ball as Nicol charging in there, but 3 Castleford defenders very, very quickly around him. McNamara out to Robbie Paul. Paul, the long ball out to Callan. Callan going inside Flynn, but couldn't get away there from Adrian Flynn. Hassan to Robbie Paul. Paul spins, turns round once again, gets the ball and had Dwyer in support, but a knock on there. Well spotted by the referee. Robbie Paul had the support in Bernard Dwyer, but the ball overshooting Dwyer, and Nathan Sykes it was that just couldn't collect that ball, so that'll be head and ball to the Bulls. Tomlinson, the long ball out to McNamara. McNamara seemed to have gone a long way out there, probably looking for Bernard Dwyer, picking that ball up once again as Bradley from acting halfback. Bradley sets off again at the Castleford defence, but 4 Castleford players round him very, very quickly. Calland offloads to Tomlinson. Tomlinson trying to get the ball away, but nobody coming running as the Bulls once again with Jimmy Lowes. Lowes from acting halfback. Lowes up to the 10-metre mark. Tomlinson out to Paul. Robbie Paul setting off once again at the Castleford defence, but that's the last tackle signal by the referee. Lowes, the long ball out to McNamara. McNamara, the little chip kick through, but swept up well once again by Jason Flowers at the back. having a good game for Castleford this afternoon, the fullback in place of Graham Steadman. But there we go, the half-time hooter here at Weldon Road. On 17 minutes, it was Jason Flowers who linked through beautifully, scored that super try for Cass. Goal by Bottica, Bradford bouncing back with a Donegal try, then a Spruce try, and finally a Bottica goal. So we go into half-time here at Weldon Road. It's Castleford Tigers 8, Bradford Bulls 10. Back onto the field for this second half, and still looks to be no let-off in the temperature out there, and of course the temperature of the game rose in that last 10 minutes with Bernard Dwight is making a little bit of a mistake there that allowed Castleford to get back within 2 points of the Bulls. A half-time score of Castleford 8, Bradford Bulls 10. Just having a quick look round there. Richard Goddard coming onto the park.
And he's replaced number 20, Colin Maskell.
And Colin Maskell, he's the player that's going to sit out the opening of this second half. No changes for the Bulls. 3 substitutes used by Brian Smith in that first half, but Bottica gets the second half underway. Once again, it's Spruce who gets the ball onto Donegal. Donegal in there very, very quickly, but Goddard in with his first tackle there. Helped by Schick as Paul Cook from acting halfback trying to work the ball into the centre of the park. Sonny Nicol. Nicol will take the drive up. Trying to get away from Dean Sampson there, but no way through as Dwyer. Well tackled there, well spotted by Junior Paramore. Tomlinson, the long ball over the top two. Bradley once again. Bradley into space. Bradley's got Cook on the inside. This has got to be try time for Bradford. And Graham Bradley once again. A super break down this short side. Burst between Chris Smith. Cookie coming up on the inside. Bradley had the options, and Graham Bradley, Penguin as he's known, didn't waddle down that touchline then, set off at full flight and put a super pass inside to Paul Cook. 9 metres in from the touchline on the 20-metre mark. McNamara strikes the ball straight and true. That's a further 2 points. Good kicking by Steve McNamara.
From the Bulls supporters tell you that conversion by number 26, Steve McNamara.
And 1 or 2 Castleford spectators just below us here, giving Graham Bradley a little bit of pain. Of course, Bradley, the ex-Castleford player, and Bradley just laughing it off. Now McNamara to restart from the centre. Graham Bradley with a very, very wry smile on his face there after remarks from the Castleford supporters. So Cass with the ball again, tutoring, acting halfback, gets the ball onto Paramore, but Paramore well met there by Nicol and Dwyer. Sykes, good strong running by Nathan Sykes up to the halfway line. Tutoring and acting halfback onto Bottica. Dean Sampson it was, my apologies. It's Nathan Sykes now with the ball. Had that good strong run there. Schick running into the gap there, but well met by Donegal and Nicol. Last tackle signal by the referee as the ball will go to Bottica, and Bottica puts the high ball towards Carlos Hassan. Hassan, the ball bobbling, weaving about. Castleford get the ball inside, and a mistake there. It was like Brendan Tutu's Adrian Flynn it is on that far side that's going to get a try for Castleford. It was the high ball up in the air there that's bobbled about off Carlos Hassan, and a mistake there by the Bradford defence. And Adrian Flynn taking a nice little pass there to get a good try there. Good kick by Bottica that bobbled about as Bottica with a kick once again finds the centre of the post. So Cass bringing that score back down. Bottica just strolls back to the centre spot there to restart the game.
delivers number 6, sponsored by Seagull Engineers, Botica.
Castleford Tigers 14, Bradford Bulls 16, as Botica once again puts a high ball up to Spruce. It's Donegan that'll take the drive again. Donegan driving out there towards Goddard as Bernard Dwyer in acting halfback. On to Paul Cook. Cook just props, but no way through there. The big three burly forwards of the Cash front row. Spruce coming on at pace. Beautiful sidestep by Spruce. Spruce gets out, but losing the ball there as ball looked to be ripped out as Cass keep this ball alive. Dean Sampson inside to Paramore, but Paramore finally hauled down there by Spruce. Spruce minus the boot. Lost his boot in that tackle as Cass worked the ball out on that far side, but good smother tackling there across by the Bulls as Cass come driving again with Nathan Sykes. Tutor from acting halfback. Tutor running at McNamara, but that's good yardage made by Castleford as Sykes once again gets the ball onto Botica. Botica onto Schick. That's a good tackle by Tomlinson on Schick. Last tackle signal by the referee as Botica letting the ball bounce there once again. The kick over in the corner towards Hassan. Hassan takes the ball this time. Grounded behind his own post, but at least took the ball safely there, Carl Hassan. Good pressure by Castleford. In this second half, that'll be a dropout underneath the post. Paul Cook it is to take this dropout. Needs some length down this Weldon Road pitch as the ball out. Goddard takes the ball on the first bounce, sets off, and Robbie Paul and Bernard Dwyer finally wrap Goddard up. Goddard, of course, the ex-Wakefield Trinity players. The ball out to Paramore. Paramore coming inside, but met there by Dwyer, Medley, and Lowe's. It's Cass running the angles again. It's Botica spinning round. Botica selling the little dummy there, but Medley finally wraps him up. Tutor, it's the ball onto Botica, the little chip through there. And referees looking for the penalty. Yeah, he's going to give the penalty there as Botica tried to go between Medley. And he's going to have a word with Jimmy Lowe's and possibly Medley. It looks like a yellow card, 10 minutes for James Lowe's. Into the sin bin there, professional foul. So that resulting foul there by the Bulls, giving Botica a chance to level the scores here at Weldon Road. 9 minutes into this second half as Botica just receiving a little bit of treatment there.
And spending 10 minutes in the
once again the water carriers
number 25, James Lowe's,
coming on. So Botica just to the left-hand side of the uprights. Chance to level the scores here for Castleford, and Castleford in this last 5 minutes put a lot of pressure on the Bradford line. Botica obliges with the 2. So 10 minutes into this second half, it's Castleford Tigers 16, Bradford Bulls 16.
Number 6, Botica levels the scores again at 16 each, 16 apiece. You're tired. You're tired. You're tired.
So Botica gets the game underway again. Once again the ball a little bit further back this time, but once again taken by Spruce and Donegan. The last 4 kickoffs taking that ball for the Bulls as Donegan takes the tackle. Cook coming inside. Cook trying to go round the outside there, but he's well stopped. Dwyer working the short side with Nickel. Nickel bounces off one, bounces off Paramore, and referee there giving a penalty for the high tackle. Junior Paramore it was that incurred the wrath of David Campbell. The elbow going in there as Sonny Nickel bounced off the big New Zealander. Oh, Bradford Bulls up to the halfway line. Nickel once again to check the drive in, and Castleford this time taking man low, and the ball is Medley on the charge. Medley trying to burst through. That's good strong run by Paul Medley, but he's halted. McNamara. Callan running the angle. Callan onto Robbie Paul. Paul out to Doniger. Doniger offloads the ball to Bradley's. Bradley once again props, steps inside, and strength of Graham Bradley, the height and strength, makes a few more yards as Bradford work the short side again. Dwyer shows the little dummy there, had Doniger running in on the angle, and Dwyer having to take the tackle there. Doniger onto Tomlinson, out to Robbie Paul. Paul sets off, puts a little kick over the top. That's a bad kick by Robbie Paul as Cass come away there with Dickon Edwards, and touch judge in there, seen an infringement as McNamara's gone down on that far side. Looks like Frano Botica, the one that's been pulled out. Didn't actually see what happened there. McNamara laid prone on the floor, just receiving attention, and referee is going to have a word with Frano Botica. McNamara still just sat there receiving attention, and also McNamara is going to have a word with slow hand clap coming from the Bradford end of this Weldon Road ground. Referee just... That's nice to see the two players there shaking hands, but the penalty awarded to the Bulls. Are we going to see McNamara attempt to kick at goal? Little red cone for McNamara. So that signals that the Bradford loose forward is going for the 2 points. And Botica just getting 1 or 2 boos underneath the post there from the Bradford spectators as McNamara lines the ball up. Important kick here for Steve McNamara to put the Bulls back into the lead. Played some 14 minutes in this second half. McNamara, looking like it's going to be short. Taken by Botica underneath the post, but he chases up there very, very quickly with Robbie Paul. Castleford coming away well there with Jason Flowers from acting half-back as Tutor just hung on to him. That's a bad mistake there. Fans get behind them as Tomlinson takes the ball up to Spruce. Spruce in that standoff half position. Makes good yardage up to the 20-metre mark. Callan spinning round there. Next 10 yards as once again the Bull spectator saw something we didn't, as McNamara runs at the defence, and once again a bit of a swinging arm there on McNamara. McNamara having a word with the referees. Medley takes the drive up from acting half-back. And once again, temper's getting a bit flayed here, but Castleford come up with that ball. Referee needs to get a grip of this game now, or quite possibly lose it, as Cass worked the ball out over the 20-metre mark with Andrew Schick. Every tackle here met with a boo or an ooh or an ah as Sampson, good strong running up to halfway by Dean Sampson. That's the last tackle signal by the referee as Tutor from acting halfback. It's the ball to Botica. Castleford keeping this ball alive. And that's a good tackle by Doniger on Goddard. That's the handover to Bradford Bulls. But the game getting a little bit hectic as Bradley trying to stand up there and 3 Castleford defenders in very, very quickly. Dwyer coming down the short side. The game really warming up here now as McNamara into Tutor. Medley will run. That's a good charge by Medley, but on up to the halfway line and a high tackle given. Looked to be a good tackle to me, did that, as poor Medley ran full tilt. So the Bulls with the penalty attempt, and probably David Campbell under the impression that the tackling was getting a very, very fierce, and probably just settling down as Doniger takes the drive up again, but Tutor in with Dean Sampson as Medley charging again, gets round the outside of Paramore, but finally hauled down by Botica. Dwyer at acting halfback on to Tomlinson. Nickel on that far side. Nickel pushes 1 off, pushes 2 off. Nickel just 8 metres short. Robbie Paul will spin round, but Paul well wrapped up this time as Bradley screaming for the ball on this far side. Drop goal there by 26 Steve McNamara. McNamara spotted the little opening that puts the Bulls into the lead by the 1 point as Robbie Paul just signalled there to the players just to calm it down, keep it calm, boys. Still a long way to go in this game. We're coming up to 18 minutes on the clock in this second half. 17 points to 16, the Bulls back in the lead thanks to that Steve McNamara drop goal. And McNamara it'll be to restart from the centre spot. It's a good ball over the top. That's taken well by Botica. Botica offloads the ball to Chris Smith, but Smith well met there by Medley. Tutor, little suspicion there of a knock on at that play of the ball, but referee allowing play to continue. Schick straight into the waiting arms there of Doniger. Tutor onto Botica. Botica, nice little step there by Frano Botica, and Botica coming more and more into this game. That's a good drive by Nathan Sykes. It's the last tackle signal as Botica once again will put the ball over the top this time. Hassan takes the ball safely, but good chasing there by Paramore. Cook just trying to step inside, but Tutor in. Bradley trying to come inside, but he's wrapped up on the 20-metre mark.
Bradford, James Lowe, has returned to the field after spending 10 minutes in the sin bin.
And Bradford back up to the full complement. Lowe's back on the field after that little 10 minutes in the sin bin as Sonny Nickel take the drive up again, but tackle well this time by Paramore on the 35-metre mark. Bulls working the short side as Lowe's the ball out over the top to Hassan. Hassan trying to come away from the touchline as the last tackle signal once again by the referee. McNamara puts a long ball downfield that goes over the top of Jason Flowers, but Flowers setting out now at full space, and that was a good run by the fullback once again. Had a good strong game for Castleford at the back this afternoon as Cook. Good tackling there by Paul Cook off the mark. Quick play of the ball by Castleford as Botticher comes down the short side. Botticher through the gap. Botticher's got Robbie Paul spinning round, and Paul finally gets him at the second attempt, but Botticher slicing through the defence there as Cascom again. Goddard out to Tutor. Tutor running at the defence to Paramore. Paramore gets a good ball out to Flynn. Cass keeping the ball going, but once again, good scrambling defence by Bradford. Castleford very, very slowly getting up to play that ball. That was good football by Castleford. Cass spin the ball out again. It's Botticher's going for the try line. Donegal it was who missed the tackle there. Looked as though he'd got Frano Botticher wrapped up, but Botticher slicing through there. Missed tackle by Donegal, and Botticher just finding his feet, managing to keep his feet. Gets a good try for Castleford into the corner, so Castleford back into the lead. Restart this game from the centre spots. Cass with that 3-point lead. Spruce once again. This time it's out to Bernard Dwyer as Dwyer goes across the centre of the park, but he's pulled down on the 10-metre mark. Nickel to take the drive up. Good 10, 12 metres there made by the Bradford second rower. Bradford switch it with Paul. Out to Callan. Callan going down the far side. Bundled into touch there. Callan was trying to get that ball inside, but that once again, good smother tackling by Castleford on that far side. So that'll be head and ball to Castleford. Castleford a chance to attack this Bradford line once again.
This afternoon's Stones Bitter Super League contest was 6,275.
So 6,275 here at Weldon Road this afternoon, and that's a little bit better crowd than Castleford have been getting, but probably put that down to quite a lot of Bradford Bulls supporters making that short trip down the 62. Cass on the attack again with Paramore. Paramore running hard, running straight at the Bradford defence. Halted there by Nickel and McNamara. Tutor from acting halfback slips the ball to Paramore. Paramore one out of the back door, but well spotted there by Paul Medley. Medley forcing the player back, but Cass had all the territorial advantage as once again it's Botticher who brings the players on running. 15 minutes left to go here at Weldon Road. It's the last tackle signal by the referees. Botticher trying to step inside Paul. Keeps the ball going. Hoists the high ball, and Botticher takes the ball there. That's going to be try time for Castleford. And a bad mistake there by the Bulls. So Castleford really turning it on there, but it was the boot of Frano Botticher once again. Put the high ball up. Robbie Paul looked as though he'd got the ball covered, but the ball bouncing down. But more important, the Bulls need to try and get back into this game. Cass had all the territorial advantage in this second half. Put the pressure on as Paramore just going to the blood bin as Botticher about to convert his own try. Finds the centre of the post, so the Bulls really got some work to do now. Music from the PA pumping out. Love those tiger feet.
Stretches the score now to 26-17, and it was, of course, by number 6, sponsored by CBR Engineers, Frano Botticher.
No, Botticher with that goal extends the score 26-17 as looks like Joe Tamani come on the field and Carlos Hassan going off, so Brian Smith introducing a pair of fresh legs as
sponsored by Albert Cannon.
Medley sets off across the park, hands one off, spinning round, but finally wrapped up there. Tamani with his first touch of the ball. Joe Tamani, but no way to go for Big Joe. Fairbanks, Tomlinson onto McNamara. McNamara looking for the gap, but That's a good tackle on McNamara. Fairbanks will turn the back, looking for support, but Goddard in there very, very quickly to clamp the ball, stop Carl Fairbank offloading that ball. Lowe's out to Matt Callan. Callan straightens up, gets the handoff going. It's the ball to Tomlinson. Tomlinson had Dwyer inside, but just couldn't offload that ball. Quick play the ball once again by the Bulls. McNamara put the kick forward. That's a good chase. Stuart Spruce setting off after that ball. Swept up well at the back for Castleford, and finally Spruce effects the tackle on the substitute. Wells just coming onto the park, so he'll be glad that he's had his hand on the ball as Cass come again, driving away. That's good strong running by Dean Sampson. Sampson finally hauled to the ground by Fairbank. Sykes just takes the ball up over the halfway line. Schick this time. Schick will drive, but Schick well tackled there by Fairbank and Doniger, and Schick looks as though he's hurt himself in that tackle. Referee bring the play to a halt as Schick trying to get it. Looks to be a little bit of a stretch that he took there as he was trying to go through. Was it a little bit of a knock on the head? So Schick just receiving treatment as Castleford play the ball. Bottiker once again out on that far side. Bottiker props, steps. This time Medley wraps him up. Last tackle signal by the referee. Bottiker slowly gets to his feet. Tutor at acting halfback. That ball coming off a Bradford player, but as Tutor got it back, Tutor's got it back, so another set of 6 there. The man played the ball, not the ball the man. That's what the referee decided. So Cass with another set of 6s. Sampson, but that's a good tackle by Bernard Dwyer on Dean Sampson. Bottiker once again calling the shots here onto Goddard, but Goddard's pulled down there by Tomlinson and Medley. Cass working the short side again. Forward pass spotted. Good refereeing there by Mr. Campbell. So down will go to scrum. The referee just having a word with the players. Tutor didn't have his head in that scrum, but Tomlinson comes up with the scrum. Out to McNamara, onto Tamani. Tamani breaks one tackle, but only gets as far as the 20-metre mark. Robbie Paul. Paul been very, very quiet in the second half, but that's a good ball out to Dwyer. Dwyer into space, gets the ball inside to Robbie Paul. Paul spinning round, but that's a good tackle on Paul by Frano Bottiker. Bradford keep the ball moving. Long ball out and forward pass spotted there by the referee as Tomlinson floated that long ball out. From our angle here, it didn't look to be forward, but there's an almighty roar went up from the Castleford spectators, and David Campbell just giving head and ball to Castleford. So Cass come up from that scrum with Bottiker as Flowers comes into the line there, but well hauled down by his counterpart Stuart Spruce. Spruce once again in on the tackle. Glenn Tomlinson just dropped back into that sweeper role as Cass driving again with Sampson. Sampson looking to offload, but Fairbank clamping man and ball as Bottiker once again. Little drop-off ball, nice little drop-off ball there to Round, who's onto the park now. Another substitution for Cass as Smith spins round. It's out of one. Half breaks the tackle, but that's the last tackle signal by the referees. Tutor over the top. Bottiker once again is going to kick for that corner as Paul Cook just watching that ball go dead. Bulls need that ball back quickly as Sonny Nickel take the first drive up for the Bulls, but he's met by Round. Tamani fresh pair of legs. Tamani trying to go down the short side there, but the Castleford defence getting across very, very quickly. Tomlinson out to McNamara. McNamara to Medley. Medley trying to come inside, but Medley not really going at speed then as Robbie Paul. Paul looking to take them on out to Bradley as Bradley props again. This time is well met by Grant Anderson as Paul working the short side. Little dummy on to Matt Callan. Callan into space. Callan's got the full-back to beat, but he gets a good inside pass to Bernard Dwyer, and Dwyer goes in under the post. Robbie Paul it was that started that move. It was a super delayed pass by the Bradford skipper, trying to get his players involved. Callan took a ball at pace into the gap, and two men in support there. It looked to have Paul Cook on the outside, but the ball floated inside to Bernard Dwyer, and Dwyer going in underneath the post. So we've really got a game on our hands. I make it about 6 minutes to go here at Weldon Road, with McNamara with the conversion attempt. Finds the centre of the points.
The try scorer for the Bradford Bulls was number 23, Bernard Dwyer, and the goal kick conversion by number 26,
can the Bulls come back? 6 minutes to go. Just 3 points the difference.
The score now, the
Castleford 26,
Bradford Bulls 23.
Bradford Bulls 23, so just that 3 points. So Bradford to restart. Once again, that little kick over the top, but this time didn't work. Castleford obviously been looking at the videos as Bradford trying to catch Castleford unawares, but Cass coming away with David Chapman from the acting half-back there. Tutor in an acting half-back. Tutor, it's the ball onto Round. Round offloads to Tutor. Tutor bobbing, weaving about, spins round. Finally this time, well wrapped up by Bernard Dwyer.
The Bradford Bulls substitution, number 11, Jeremy Doniger, has been replaced by number 27, Joe Tamani.
So the Bulls now need to get the ball back. That's a penalty there. Carl Fairbank looks to be, that's referee saying swinging arm there. So shall we see Botica attempt to kick for goal? It's just that 3 points difference. Botica can land this. It'll mean that the Bulls have to score twice, but no, he's opting to go for touch on that far side. Looks like Lee Crooks warming up on that far side to come back on for Castleford, and Nathan Sykes going off. And a bit of a poor kick there by Botica. Crooks back onto the park for Nathan Sykes.
Sponsored by Beth Coleman, Nathan Sykes.
Dean Sampson takes the first drive up. 5 minutes to go here. Very, very few stoppages in this game as Crooks just driving the ball towards the 20-metre mark for Castleford. Schick trying to step inside. Had the supporting player there, but just couldn't offload the ball as Tutor working the short side now. Sampson driving towards the line, trying to offload that ball, but he's wrapped up by Bradley. Tutor, the long ball out. Cass working this ball. Botica looking to switch the ball inside to Goddard. Goddard's well tackled there by Stuart Spruce, and referee giving a penalty there for crossing. Crossing there it was by Castleford as
Hickson, man of the match for the Castleford
Bradford
Tigers.
wants to get on with this game very, very quickly as McNamara put that ball into touch. And Botica getting the Castleford Man of the Match award this afternoon. Those two moves that brought the tries in the second half that put Cass in the lead, but can Bradford come back now as Sonny Nicol on the charge, up to halfway line, shrugs one off, shrugs two off. Lowe's on to Matt Calland. Calland running at Tutor, but Tutor brings him down with a little bit of a Cumberland throw there. It's Medley at pace. Medley's well stopped there by Schick. Medley wanting to get up and play this ball quickly as McNamara. Long ball over the top to Robbie Paul. Paul out to Stuart Spruce. Spruce trying to go around the outside, but the Castleford defence sliding across well there. That touched the Castleford man, so Bradford with another set of 6. Robbie Paul on to Jimmy Lowe. And that's a bad mistake there. Lack of concentration. Matt Calland as Bradford with another set of 6. Trying to keep that ball moving, and Cas player there looking though he's gone down on that ball, so referee saying get on with the game, let's get up and play the ball. David Chapman it was, but Castleford up to the halfway line now, so probably the chance has gone begging, but that's once again the ball bobbing out there in the tackler. Sonny Nicol just sweeping up at the back, but he's smothered by 3 Castleford defenders. Tamani, the acting halfback. Tamani going down the short side, but nowhere through for Joe on that side as the Castleford defence getting across. Fairbanks straightening up, offloads the ball to Robbie Paul. Paul out to Dwyer. Dwyer, the delayed pass to Medley, but
the Bradford substitution.
Robbie Paul from acting half. Paul trying to punch a hole in this Castleford defence. Doniger back onto the park as Bradley from acting halfback. Bradley props, straightens up, gets the ball out to Tomlinson. Lowers. McNamara to Tamani, and Tamani losing the ball there. Referee will come back for the first knock on as Tuta couldn't just quite pick that ball up. So Doniger back on the park. I make it about 2 minutes to go now as Castleford importantly with that heading ball as Bosker pops the ball in and out of the scrum. Robbie Paul with a good tackle there on Jason Flowers. Bosker acting halfback, gets the ball to Chapman. Chapman having to take the tackle there of Bernard Dwyer and Graham Bradley, but all Castleford need to do is stick this ball up the jumper as Lee Crooks is doing there. Tuta from acting halfback. Tuta falls to the tackle there of Robbie Paul. Paul going lows. Tuta will take his time getting up. Sampson up to the halfway line. Now we'll see the deep kick by Botica. That's a good kick into the corner, and that's going to find touch. So Bradford with 90 metres of this pitch to go. If they're going to save this game, it's Castleford 26, Bradford Bulls 23, and time slipping away for the Bulls. This will knock a little bit of a dent in Brian Smith's hopes of toppling Wigan or St Helens from the toppers there as Robbie Paul gets the ball to Tamani. Tamani straightens up with the Castleford defence round Tamani very, very quickly. Long ball out to Dwyer. Dwyer sells the dummy. Dwyer inside, got Bradley inside. That's well intercepted by Chapman, but Bradley trying to reap the ball out there. That was fair, 1 man on man, but this time Bradley in once again as Castleford with Sampson just try and keep this low, and that's all that Tuta will do. They know that the hoot is imminent. Crooks just driving forward. Tuta once again, he'll just take the tackle. That's the last tackle signal as Botica probably will come in and put this ball high into the Bradford half underneath the post as Spruce takes the ball well there, but of course Bradford on their own line needs some sort of magic now if Bradford are going to solve this, win this game. But the whistles start to go up round here, round Weldon Road, as Doniger back on the field. Just takes the drive up to the 20-metre mark. A lot of tired players out here this afternoon. That's the little kick over the top. Robbie Paul obstructed there, and that's a knock on. Robbie Paul, the little kick over the top there. Bradford want to go down to scrum very, very quickly. We make it, they've played a minute and a half of injury time now. Tomlinson comes up with the ball to McNamara, onto Spruce. Spruce props, steps inside. McNamara keeps the ball running as Callan running the angles, but Callan no way through as he's hauled down on the centre spot Final hooter goes here at Weldon Road. Castleford coming out winners. Second half it was McNamara.
Ladies and gentlemen, fine results for a fine game. This lovely warm afternoon in Castleford Tigers 26, Bradford Bulls 23.
So the players there just shaking hands with one another. Damage done in that second half. It was Bottica with the kick, the Chapman try from the Bottica kick, Dwyer coming back in the last minute, the McNamara goal. But as I said, that's a little bit of a dent in the Bulls' armour this afternoon. Good support here, but the Castleford players getting a standing ovation here at Weldon Road. Final score, Castleford Tigers 26, Bradford Bulls 23.